Scrappy friends, welcome to the Spiegel Mom Scraps channel. This is Hannah with you today, and I am Scraplifting Kelly. I have known Kelly for a while, so it is really fun to scraplift her because I don't think I've ever done a Kelly scrap lift. I love her style, and I love watching Kelly, like we all do, right? But yeah, I have known Kelly for a while. I mean, we're not, as all YouTubers, I think we all know a lot of each other. We know each other, right? But we have been on a couple of teams. She was on the Crafty Maven. But anyway, so I'm really excited. I am deciding to do some mixed media because it wouldn't be Hannah without mixed media. And if you guys have watched any of my layouts on here where I've done scrap lifting, or if you've watched me just in general, usually when I scrap lift, I like to add me to the layout. And this is one way that I could do it. So I added Key Palm colorings. I used colorings Peachy Keen, and then the Spritz Bamboo Leaf. So 2 greens, and the Bamboo Leaf, the Spritz, that one has shimmer in it. So it has the color and the shimmer. And so it's really metallic. It's really pretty. And then I also added, which it was probably really a short amount of time because I didn't add much of it at this point. But I also added something that is a Shimmers product, but it's not in Jody's store, so I'm sorry. But there's this stuff called Blings, and it is it kind of reminds me a little bit of Heidi Swap Gold Shine, but in a little container. So it's really, really fun, and which is why I used it. So it gives you that metallic look without it being Heidi Swap. And yeah, so on Kelly's layout, which I put at the beginning, she has a doily cut in half, used top, bottom, and then she used it in her cluster. And Kelly loves to use doilies. This is one of her signature touches. So I definitely wanted to add this, but I wanted to do something a little bit different also to this layout. So I decided to cut and have another piece of pattern paper showing, and then I added just the strip of the paper, and I added that to the top and the bottom, and then now I'm going to add some doilies in because I wanted to add this. Now, I had first thought maybe I would stick it over top of the folds, but when I kind of laid it over top at first, I was like, oh, well, you really can't see anything. I was hoping more would show through. So I'm going to pull some stuff behind. I'm going to have it kind of overlapping. So the bottom has a lot more of it showing. And then the top just has this little teeny tiny bit, but it's really soft and kind of feminine for me. But I thought it would be really just something different to kind of bring in more of Kelly's style to the layout, even though it's not really something that I think I've seen Kelly do. But, you know, that's part of scrap lifting for me that makes it so much fun, is just this the chance to kind of play with someone else's style and what they do, and mix in your own thing. I mean, you can definitely just straight up scrap lift, and there's nothing wrong with that. So she used the same doily for the cluster as she did as the top and bottom. I've decided to add this gold doily, which used to be in the store. I don't think there's any more left. If there are, I'll make sure I link it below. Any of the Spiegel Mom Scraps products that I have used, I will make sure I link those as well. So the spritz and the colorings will be in there, and that white doily too is in there. So I'm mixing some Jen Hadfield and some One Canoe 2. That's pretty much most of the paper that I'm using. I might add something else, but I think that's it. I am going to add a transparency instead of vellum. So she used this really pretty vellum that had black and or not black, it was gold circles that were like embossed on it. But my gold element is going to be that doily. I really just thought I don't know, it worked so pretty over there. So, and I am using 3 photos instead of using 1, and I'm not, you'll see me play around with a journaling card, but I'm going to end up not putting it in just because it covered up a lot more of the drops that I did, and I didn't want it to do that. So she also has some scallops down at the bottom, and I'm deciding, well, one, I don't have a scalp punch, which is like kind of unbelievable, right? But I don't. And I could have put it in my silhouette and did a scallop and got the same look, but I decided not to. So I'm using those plus marks because I love plus marks, and I'm going to add something underneath it in a little bit. Ugh. I am sorry about that blown out. Like every once in a while, something gets in front of where the camera is, and the light is really weird. So here I'm going to add that. And yeah, I'm sorry for that. I fixed it a little bit, but I think my head was getting in the way. It went from the light shifted, so I'll just have to remember to switch my light, move my lamp a little bit or something. But anyway, back to the actual layout, because you can see most of what's going on, and it'll get better, I promise. So yeah, so now I went and I stitched all around it because Kelly did that, and I'm just figuring out exactly how I want to put this on, and I used a transparency instead of using vellum. I thought about using vellum, and I had looked at different vellums and stuff, but I decided to go with that because I liked the green. I thought it picked up on the green that I did. So I picked out that Maggie Holmes leaf that's like kind of dipped. And I'm not going to end up using it. It's just, I don't know. So Kelly has some clusters on both sides of her major block that she layered, and I'm gonna use some untraditional things to layer. Instead of using a whole bunch of die cuts and stuff, or like the pattern paper and cut out fussy cut stuff, which I thought about doing as well, but I just decided that I don't know, I wanted to go with something a little bit different, I guess. And I just didn't like the way that the leaf was covering stuff up, and I really wanted to show, like, I want to be able to see those splatters because they turned out so nice. So I did use that cut file that says pumpkin on it, and that is actually a Wilna cut file from her store. So if you I'll link that below so that if you want to check that out, you can. It just has, I think the file has a whole bunch of different fall sayings and stuff. It's really cute. And I did it in a pink, in the same paper that I used on the top of the bottom. So, and even though that says pumpkin up there, I want to add more title. Kelly used more than one font, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that block font in a wood grain from Pretty Little Studios. And then I'm going to add some of these little word stickers because they're cute, and they're from like an outdoorsy collection that Pretty Little Studio did. I think it was called Woodland. That is the same collection as those alphas, that the block alphas, the tile ones, and then the transparency. So those were all from the same collection. And these are Pink Fresh Studio from, I think, Pretty Things, Happy Things. Oh my gosh. I should know this, but it's one of the older ones. But they're dipped, and the colors just worked out really well. Even though I don't have any blue really, I thought the blue looked okay. Just having one letter that was blue. And I added a little floor leaf clover down at the bottom. And so here I'm playing around with that card. I don't know. And I played, and it looks okay. I mean, it looked okay there. It just wasn't like wowing me. So I thought about using that. And then I decided not to go with that too. And then I picked out this and I'm like, ooh, I kind of like that. So I'm going to go with this. And I'm going to start layering some other stuff. And then I found this pink flower that is close to some of the pinks in that plaid up in the corner. And I thought that that worked really well to kind of tie some stuff. I will say that now that this is all done, I feel like it's a little bit different than what I normally do, and it kind of got a little crazy, and I'm glad I stopped when I did, because I was just starting to, near the end, I was just starting to grab anything that remotely looked like fall, and that's not really how I scrap, so I don't know what the deal was. It was, I don't know, maybe because I've been using a lot of kits lately, it just was like not using a kit. So this is one of my things. If you're mixing a whole bunch of different collections, sometimes less is more when it comes to that. So that's my key. If you get anything from this layout, right? My thing is when you're mixing different collections, keep in mind how they're working together. Like, is there a lot of white or cream based stuff? More is always is better. More is less, or less is more. Less is more. So if you can just pick one or two embellishments from something and a sticker from another thing, you don't want to like add a whole bunch of different things. So, but to keep things going, so I added some puffy stickers from Chamel, her line last year that has a lot of fall stuff. It had one puffy sticker that looked really close to the plaid, so I definitely made sure I added that. And then I just added some tile alphas for the year. I just put the year because I don't know. I'll probably date stamp it so that you can see what month it was, but really, I mean, this is just so it's from last year. And then I'm using the Morning Glow, and I'm also using Peachy Keeney, which has a ton of oranges and stuff. And I thought that even though the flowers are a little bit more neon than I would have liked, I feel like it worked really well to bring out some more of the yellow, orangey colors from all the pumpkins, because there's tons of pumpkins. And so one of the things that I also did that was a little bit different on this layout, oh my gosh, I keep getting my head in and it keeps changing that light. I'm sorry, guys. The changing of the seasons has really like thrown me off this year. I got used to the summer light, I guess. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so what I did with those photos is I actually printed them on like a matte paper, like a cover stock paper that I would do printables, and I really like the look that it's a little different. I thought that maybe by putting it on paper it would that that crumply feeling of fall would shine through. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Um, and don't forget to check out the store and pick up some of the fall inspired stuff that they have. There's tons of shimmers and textures that are very fall colored, and they'll work really nicely with your layouts. Or projects. I'll see you guys later and have a great scrappy week. Bye.